threatening the reliability of the electrical grid. Just last week, EPA finalized 4 power plant rules that severely threaten affordable, reliable power in this country. When I am home in Idaho, I often hear from farmers, ranchers, small businesses, and many others who are concerned about their very existence given the growing cost to comply with EPA regulations. Of particular interest and relevance to my district is the waters of the United States rule, which we've discussed with Mr. Reagan in the past. The Supreme Court ruled that it was too broad. I will cover this and other EP regulations during my questions, but I will just point out the clear overreach of the administration on some of these regulations. The President's FY25 budget requests totals of just under $11 billion. The Fiscal Responsibility Act forced the agencies to reduce its budget request by $1 billion compared to last year's request, but I am still astounded by the proposed increase of over 2,000 FTEs, which is more FTEs than what was proposed in last year's budget request. This is a glaring sign of the agency's priorities. Compared to last year's request, when the agency is forced to request less, it chooses to take hits to programs that go directly to our states and tribes. But even still, the FY25 request of $10.99 billion is $1.8 billion, or 20% above the enacted level. If enacted, this would be the highest level of funding for the EPA in history. And not included in this request is the more than $100 billion EPA received from several large spending packages outside of the annual appropriations process. Already, the agency has hired an additional 1,200 FTEs using this supplemental funding. But this money is temporary, not permanent. And I am concerned that the agency is going to be pinning Congress with a hiring cliff down the road. Lastly, it's concerning that the budget proposes to reduce or eliminate many bipartisan popular programs and grants that go directly to states, tribes, and local governments. I know many of my colleagues have questions for you today. We are ready to hear. We are ready to have tough conversations about how best to spend our limited federal resources to ensure our natural resources are protected and preserved while still promoting economic development and job creation. Thank you, Administrator, for being here today to have this discussion with us. Now